Welcome to the From the 108 podcast, starring the drunk uncles of White Sox Twitter. He's a Twitter-like whore, an Instagram thirst trap, and your grandma's guilty pleasure, Beef Loaf. A West Coast attitude in a decidedly Midwest body, My Sock Summer. And your host, he's sharing obscure music thoughts to give you time to hit the bathroom, Cheesy E.
Thank you, Quaranzy. Welcome to the From the 108 podcast. Get ready for some baseball, beer, and bullshit. And remember the drinking rules. If Beeflo says allegedly, or that he manifested that, you drink. If My Sock Summer talks about the gym, or tells us he simply didn't have time, you drink. And if I talk music or Star Wars, which I just did for quite a while, you drink. And of course, you can make all of us for $1.08 or more. Speaking of drinking, fellas, what are you drinking? And before we get into what you are drinking, we're on the quest for 50. I don't know if you all saw the blog that we put out, but we came up. We're kind of getting to the point where we're like, you know what?
Yeah.
This segment, we're just drinking the same stuff all the time.
Yeah.
We're just doing the same thing. We're just MSS got some whiskey. You know, maybe I got some whiskey out of a stormtrooper head. Beef, you got a dirty martini or something, right? It was just kind of, it was repetitive. So we said, let's challenge ourselves. Let's come up with a list of 50 different things that we have to drink this season. So to start off season 7, we came up with this list, and we're gonna try and knock these all out this year. And as easy as that sounds, we only did 49 shows last year. This is at least one per show that has to get knocked out.
There's no question.
So it's a lot, and it's a lot of different shit. Yeah. MSS asked for number 38, which is the Incredible Hulk. He demanded that be in there.
Yes,
we had put up some polls not too long ago, like what's your or some not polls, but some tweets like what's your favorite your favorite cheap beer, your favorite cheap wine, and you guys hooked it up. So there's some things in there that I've never had, like Fortissimo Red Jug is in there. You know, I think there was a Mailman Jack. You know, there's some stuff in there that that I don't often drink, like Lone Star and Schlitz and Busch and things like that. So it's gonna be interesting. You're
gonna get more familiar with those drinks, Treasy. You haven't been as familiar lately. I'm more familiar. So
I am, but so. Want to ask Beef first. What are you drinking?
Baby, I'm starting out with the Larry Legend. We're going to go 33 with a bullet. And that's an old favorite of mine, Rolling Rock. My Sock Summer bought me Rolling Rock when we went to a Barstool tailgate a million years ago when it was like 80s or 90s day or whatever at the bar.
Yeah, it was 90s weekend.
It was 90s weekend, and you and I were drinking retro beers, and I went with the Rolling Rock. Rolling Rock used to be a staple when we were younger men. If you went out, if there was $1 bottles or $2 bottles on a Thursday night, Rolling Rock was definitely in there, and it was the hip beer at the time. It's not a great beer, but I still like it. It's very drinkable. So because I went and got it at the CVS, and Treasy, I walked right past the black box, and some of the other tasty items you had on that list right there were right as I walked by. I went looking, I'm like, I'm going to get a 6-pack of Rolling Rock. No, sir. At the CVS, you can get a 30-rack of Rolling Rock, and that's it. Right? So I have a 30-rack in my beer fridge, and I just cleaned out my beer fridge. So my beer fridge legitimately just has a 30-rack of Rolling Rock in there. Absolutely delicious.
The 30-pack probably costs like $6 more than a 6-pack. So, I mean, it's worth it.
I screwed up because the guy checking me out, I didn't have the code. I always tell you guys, I don't have the phone number to punch in to get the amount off. He's like, bro, you can't give this company more money, man. That's your money that you're giving away. I'm like, I know. I screwed up. And he's like really guilty. He goes, I'd give you my code, but bro, I'd get fired from here. I'm like, I don't want you to get fired. Because the first he tells me, he's like, hey, don't you think the Rolling Rock tastes like Heineken? And I'm thinking to myself, no, not at all. And I thought, well, maybe it's because both the cans are green. That's why we think they taste the same, right? And once I said that, he was in for a long conversation with me if he could have one. So
he also believes that the different colored M&Ms taste different. You know,
exactly.
He's like, no, that's the lime chocolate.
Those are the best, man.
Those are the best ones. Don't you
But anyway,
know that
Rolling
red
Rock,
tastes
delicious, my friends. I have a
job.
6-pack lined up here. We're going to knock all these out.
better? Lined up.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so that is on the list. So that's
on the list.
We're gonna knock one off today for sure. My Sock Summer, what are you drinking?
So I was going out and I was gonna go get a smattering of stuff at the local grocery store because I know they have the drinks that we're looking for the bottom end of this. And then I went and got in my car and it didn't start. So not only did then all of the 108 merch that I packed up the last 2 days not get shipped out today, which I'm really bummed about because that would have been awesome because we had the shirt go viral and then we had shirts made and then people ordered them. And then I made the shirts and would ship them in 1 week. And that was going to be amazing. I was so excited about it. And then my car decided to fuck up. You piece of American trash Ford egg. What the fuck?
Need to get a Mazda.
It's time to buy a Mazda. I was just going to say,
Mazda.
Teresa, it's time. It's time, baby.
Got smashed in by the guy on Halstead, and now my car sucks. But anyway,
That's right.
I then was like, okay, well, I know the first one is real easy, old fashioned. I could do that. That's pretty easy. I got all the stuff. But then I'm like, let me go down the list and see what I can actually get going here. And it didn't go too far, but I am doing the whiskey sours tonight.
All right.
I did not.
Attaboy.
Now, I could have put an egg in there. It's what you're supposed to do, that
Oh,
a raw
really?
egg white. And I was like, I'm not doing that because I have to make it sit in this thing while I got 3 of them backed up. And I was like, I don't think I should be drinking egg. But anyway, I'm drinking the whiskey sour today.
It's just like a egg white foam. It's not that's nothing.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
It's
You're
not
good.
bad. It's
counts.
not bad.
You got MSS
Good.
over here thinking he's got a whole omelet inside the drink. That's what he's envisioning. A bunch of eggs in there.
Loaf. We have like a little lemon, a little egg, maybe some bacon, with some candy
I
maple
see
bacon.
where you're going there. Yeah,
I
I see where you're going.
mean,
I love it.
nice little post aperitif. Chorizy, what are you drinking tonight?
All right. So I was like, I'm going to take something off the board that these other guys don't want to drink. And I went out and I got me the Mickey's grenades.
Oh, I would have drank that.
Oh, yes.
Now,
I do not want to drink
like-
that, by the way.
a couple things about this. One, walking out of Benny's with that, like when you walk out of Benny's, there's the security guard there and they just, take a look. If they usually don't even look. I locked eyes with him.
Ooh.
And he looked down at the 6-pack that I was carrying out, and it was like I could feel in his look back at me of like, oh man, you're not even drinking to have fun. There's just like this feels like a problem. This feels like a problem. So it's gonna be funny when I'm in there like tomorrow getting booze for the weekend. He's gonna be like, not surprised to see you back.
Like, who'd you buy that beer for? What 16-year-old was out in the parking lot?
Exactly.
You dumb motherfucker.
But I tell you, I took the first drink of this, and you know how like there's like if you smell something sometimes and you're like, oh man, this reminds me of my grandma's house in 1984.
For sure.
Right? Nothing tastes more like teenage years than this. Like this,
nothing tastes more like 7th grade than this drink. I was waiting for it.
no, I wait till I was like 13 or 14 to get in the Mickey's.
It's an acquired taste there. But in the comments, Treasy Baloney wants to know: do they still have riddles inside the cap? I didn't know they had riddles inside the cap.
I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but it is the place to be. PLACE 2B. And then there's a B in there.
Wow.
So the place to be is right here with us on this podcast.
I thought it'd be like House of Pain lyrics inside the Mickey's underneath the lid. That's what I was hoping that they had. I like House of Pain, actually. Not too bad.
We're not shocked by that.
Any type of white rap I'm into, usually.
Boys, I did want to talk to you about something, though. So I don't have a dog in the fight in the NFL anymore, right? The Bears are done for the season.
You guys,
they got another game, but like no one gives a shit.
Yeah.
But and I got no survivor pool left. I've got the one last week at confidence pool. I'll post about that tomorrow. But I did find something that I need to root against in the NFL, and that's the Minnesota Vikings. And let me tell you why. They've been doing these dances, right? They've got all these choreographed dances when they score touchdowns. And the thing that I'm most worried about here is that we get to the Super Bowl with the Vikings. They score a touchdown and they do the fucking Super Bowl shuffle. And we can't have it.
Oh, man.
We can't have it.
Now, is the Super Bowl shuffle a coordinated enough dance where we'll recognize it? Because I feel like everyone was doing their own thing maybe a little bit in that
I think that like the mid, like the when everybody's doing it together.
Yeah.
Like I think that's what they'll do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe have one guy do like the Speedy Willie come up front, you know, like and so I'm real
Someone's
worried.
Someone's going to do Calvin Thomas sax solo in the middle of it. That would be out of line. I agree.
I think that's a penalty.
I'm going to catch these hands if they do that shit.
That's a penalty.
Who's going to do the sweetness voice?
I'm like, I can't have that happen. Like, so I don't really have anything against the Vikings. You know, I have a lot against the Packers, but I don't have a huge hatred for the Vikings. But now I can't let them in. It's too much of a risk.
You need them to lose on Sunday night and become the fifth seed, and so they got to play on the road the whole way. That's what you need.
Exactly. I am rooting for the Lions this weekend because of this.
Mr. Hand asks who's doing the Maury Buford. Maury Buford, was he on the cowbell? Was he cowbell?
I think he was the cowbell.
It was cowbell. Yeah. Okay.
What if they got Christopher Walken in there? Then I might change my mind.
You'd be okay. John Carney says Steve. He says Steve Fuller will not stand for this.
Nor will I.
Agree.
Nor will I.
Love it.
Love to hear it. We got to cheer me down here.
Yeah, that's right. Love to hear it. Yeah, big Lions fans just because of this.
I am a big Lions fan too. I like watching the Lions play. I hate to say it, but I like watching them play. They're a great team.
Just
They're fun to watch.
They are fun to watch, but I can't get behind rooting for any of these teams. I just can't.
You know what?
Only against. I'm not rooting for them. I'm rooting against the Vikings.
You're anti-Viking because of this.
I mean, not all Vikings, but the team, the Vikings.
Minnesota Vikings.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Huge fan of some Vikings. You know, Eric the Red, excellent.
Okay, got it.
Big Red, excellent toy.
One of your favorites.
Beef, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. Just before I get into my banter, the second Rolling Rock smells like farts, so it's gonna be a battle to get through.
Heineken one.
That's the Heineken one. Yeah, I caught the Heineken one that the guy was talking about. It has I got in here MSS, and I'm like, yep, that smells like farts right there. So we're gonna drink farts for this next beer.
Nice green farts.
It's been a while. I've had a chance to catch up with you guys since the last time I talked to you on one of these things. I went down to Austin. I went down to Austin, Texas. And saw some family. My wife's family lives down there. But not only her parents, but her sister and brother-in-law and their kids. So my nephews and my niece, they live down there. So we usually take one holiday a year and we go down there. And I was thinking a little bit about traveling for holidays with family. And one observation I've finally come to with regards to it, why sometimes it could be a huge disaster. And mind you, I get along great with all my in-laws. There's no interpersonal problems. Yes, my father-in-law and I don't see eye to eye politically, but other than that, that doesn't really cause any problems. But I realize what happens on these things is, everyone has anxiety at the holidays, but when you all get together like that, you just pull the anxiety together, and all of you have to take on everyone else's shit for an entire however long you're there, and that's why it kind of compounds the things a little bit. And I thought, after I thought about that a little bit, I thought, you know what, I'm going to be a little more. I'll be a little more graceful at holidays going forward. I'm going to try not to put my bullshit out there after this discussion, because one thing I noticed, Treasy, you know my brother-in-law. You played turkey bowl with my brother-in-law, so I've known my brother-in-law 20 plus years, 25 years, whatever. I noticed every time I go down to visit, he has less hair. He's fatter than the last time. But here's the kicker, though. There's nothing wrong with that. We're aging, bro. This is what happens. But every time I'm down there, though, he makes a point of going out to exercise with his sons who are in shape. And I don't know what he's trying to signal towards everybody, because we're just in town, right? And he's like, he's going to be Joe Athlete now. And I'm looking at him like, bro, you're fat. You have no hair. I can tell the stress of whatever jobs you're doing, because him and his wife just bought a business and they're still working the day jobs. They got a fucking lot going on. I'm like, what is he doing here to me, Tree?
Let me ask you a question. And when you're down there, he's out exercising. Are you wearing sleeves? I want to know if you have a shirt with sleeves on.
No. I'm ready. In fact, I'm my normal
wait. No. This is a good guy.
No, I have sleeves on. I have sleeves. Yeah, of course.
See, that's the thing. Yeah. You're all trying to represent the best version of yourselves.
No, absolutely not. No, I disagree. Okay. So I knew
you'd be pits out.
I knew you were going to go there. I knew you'd go there. And let me tell you why I was out there showing the worst of myself. On Christmas Day, we're at their house, and my brother-in-law's from Kansas City, so we're watching the Chiefs game on Netflix and all that stuff. And I know that my in-law, they have like this old box filled with bottles of booze from when they moved in there. They've lived in this house 15 years. They never touched this bottle. So I told them, you know what? I'm going to do you. This is my Christmas gift to you. Get that box out here. We're going to start drinking shit out of the box. So I finished off the last shot of a couple things. Then there was like a pint of peppermint schnapps, Treasy, almost all the way to the top. I drank that motherfucker down to about 2 or 3 shots. Don't tell me I wasn't doing the best holiday version of the beef loaf down there, okay? So
you know what?
He's showing off out of line, in my opinion. He's trying to flex on old beef loaf.
That's you showing off, though. That's you showing off.
I'm having fun, man. That's fun, no?
I thought it was fun. I mean, fuck.
I shit a candy cane after that.
That
was awesome.
Peppermint schnapps on this list.
We still can later. This list, you put it at 50 trees. I thought of like 6 things, disgusting things that I'm going to drink this year. That we're going to make this list like however many shows we got. There'll be times 3 because we'll drink all kinds of insane shit. So that's my first thing.
Feel free.
That's my first thing. Second thing, and I need you guys to judge.
I was going to tell you something, but fuck you.
Oh, come on. Yeah, tell me, Amos. I don't know if you had a thought on that.
The people that piss me off are the people that show up to the holiday parties, the family holidays parties, and then they're eating all healthy. And the same thing, like you're fat as fuck.
Yeah.
You don't eat like this. Don't. This is the time that you should indulge. You don't indulge 360 other days. Indulge on the 5 fucking holidays. You should eat good food.
That's right.
Don't tell me, I gotta watch my diet. No, you don't, because you're not. Okay. So enjoy the time when people see you eat the real food that you want to fucking eat, and when people don't see you is when you shouldn't fucking eat. Second, same as you going on vacation and people are like, I gotta go get a run in. Yeah. Do you? You don't really need to do that, because you should be doing it all the other fucking days, and then take the days off when you're with your family. So you're like, I don't have to take too much. I'm going to take 2 walks around the house, man. I'm going to go run around. Fuck you. Fuck you. You're just showing off at this point, because you
showing off.
You don't
Let
need
me ask
to
you
be
guys
like
on
that. I'm not.
Let
like
me ask
that.
you guys on that one.
What?
So, when someone's like, you know what? I got to go take a run. This is my time to go take a run. Is that just
you're gonna shit?
I don't want to be around you guys. I'm gonna get 15 minutes to myself. Is that more what that is?
All of these are a form of that. Yeah, no, I always take it as that. Like, let's say we go to the holidays, and someone has to work, right? Okay.
Oh, that's the worst too.
What you're doing here is I don't want to hang out with the family right now, so I'm gonna go do this. That's fine, but that's just what it is. I mean, let's not try to pretend we're not saving lives over here. You're just going to fucking work on a spreadsheet. All right, I do the same thing. I just fucking work on a spreadsheet. You know,
right? You're doing that.
You go into ask him a question. You're like, no, I work for Pornhub. That's why I have this.
I have to watch all these videos and make sure there's no minors in there, because we're in Texas.
Gotta be careful.
Can't even get Pornhub down there, right? It's like banned in Texas.
We can't gamble down there. The gambling apps don't work. None of that stuff. Yeah, no, they don't got nothing down there. Well, they take all the sins away. No sins. A lot of barbecue though. Well, online ones. So, but I have one more question for you guys. So I'm thinking, I'm realizing I might be a secret piece of shit, and I want to run this by you guys.
It's not a secret.
I don't think it's a secret.
Well, let's just pretend we didn't already know I'm a piece of shit.
Okay.
And I'll tell you the scenario, because I'm if nothing, I try to teach people a lesson if I can in the most pleasant and non-harmful way. So we are at my sister-in-law's house. It's during the day, one of the days. We're going to go do something else at night. And a group is sitting around the table playing a game. They're playing dominoes or whatever. I'm just sitting there watching. This is right immediately before this. I took the last cream soda, which I didn't know was the last cream soda, and my niece wanted the cream soda, and it was too late. I had already had it. It tastes so much better knowing it was the last one, and she didn't get a chance to get it. Now let me get back on point, because I'm trying to teach a moral lesson to someone here.
Oh my God.
So we're sitting there, and I noticed that right in front of me is a phone. And I'm looking around like it's not any of the people sitting at the table. So I picked the phone up, and I asked the table, and it's Mrs. Beef and her sister, and then my niece and Bonita, and they're playing dominoes. I said, whose phone is this? And Mrs. Beef goes, oh, it's mom's phone. So it's my mother-in-law's phone. So, okay, put it back down. I didn't do nothing with it afterwards. So now I just left it where it was because I was like, okay, people leave stuff someplace. I don't want to mess with it,
Don't fuck with it.
Then we're getting ready to leave. And I'm already kind of like by the doorway outside. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't know if she picked up that phone or not. But then in the back of my head, I thought, she is always fucking busting my brother-in-law's balls about him being like absent-minded, forgetting stuff or whatever. And so I thought, I'm just going to keep my big mouth shut and we'll see what happens here if the phone ends up getting left back. Now, they don't live that far apart, 20 minutes or something like that. And there was nothing consequential. No one's going to the airport or nothing like that. And so she realizes once we're almost all the way back, oh yeah, she forgot her phone. So I thought, okay, let's see. Maybe it'd be a little bit of humble pie about, I forgot some shit, and they always make fun of this guy. No, the next car ride we were in, she was talking shit about him forgetting shit again. I was like, I tried something harmless, let you forget your shit, and then it still didn't take. Right through, blazed right through it. I was like, but am I a secret piece of shit for doing that?
You're not secretly a piece of shit. You're just a piece of shit.
No, but I did flash
that.
back to my childhood of like just eating dinner and you just staring me down knowing that you wanted to get some of that food. That's how you were with that cream soda. I know it. I know it wasn't as innocent as you made it sound.
You're also like, fuck it. I'm an adult.
It was too late. I already had the cream soda. I didn't know anyone else wanted the cream. I didn't even know there was a desire for the cream soda until I had ingested half of it. And then it was Mom, can you get me a cream soda? And she's like, there's only one left. And I said, I think this is the only one left because I have it. Jerry O'Sullivan says, did you own up to knowing that she forgot it? Fuck no. I'm doing that. Why would I say, I knew you forgot your phone. I didn't say nothing.
You'd be in trouble.
I don't want to be a jerk about it. I brought it up to everyone. Actually, the whole group is culpable who was at the table with me because they all knew the phone was there. It's not just on me. I just chose to, listen. So, okay. You guys, I'm glad you guys have my back.
I think you're fine.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're a piece of shit, but not for any of that.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that, too. Yeah. I'm good, guys.
How you doing?
Thanks for asking. We had like a jaunt, right? Like we did the Festivus episode, and then we went straight into holiday fucking mode. Right? So Friday, I was too hungover to do anything, so I just stayed home and the wife took the day off, which was awesome. And I was like, I'll power through this if I need to. And I looked at the wife and I said, do you need me? And she's like, nope. And I was like, awesome. I'm going back to bed. I go, peace. Have a good day. And I will make it to my daughter's concert at 11. But after that, I'm not doing shit. And I did absolutely nothing. And it felt great. And then we got everything ready and we surprised the girls and got them a 2-day stay at the Great Wolf Lodge with all the water parks and stuff. We go to the water park. And then we're like the first night we're there, we get there because you kind of, Treasy, you don't know because you don't have kids, but you get there the day that you check in, you can still go to the water park.
Yeah,
and you just put your shit in a locker or whatever, and then you just go play. And then they'll call you when your room's ready, and you go in there and you put your shit in there. So they called us, and it was about 3:00, and we've been there since 11:30. And the girls, they were like, oh yeah, we're done. And we're like, what? And they're like, yeah, we're done. And I was like, we're only here for 24 hours, so you might want to get back out there and do some stuff. And, no, we're good. We're ready to go back to the room, just hang out for a little bit. And I was like, could have done this at home. What the fuck? I could have sprayed you with the hose and thrown you in the fucking whatever. This is stupid. I'm like, now we have to go eat shitty pizza.
All the money he's losing in his head there, Tracy. You see the brain churning? Like, oh my god, I'm losing. No, it ain't cheap. It's not cheap to go to Great Wolf. Like, it's not cheap.
But I'm not really worried about that. I'm just like, they're going to be bumped out later because they didn't get enough of the playtime. And so, and it was good this year because the little one is big enough now that she can do the shit with the big one, and you don't have to do shit anymore. And then they're like, will you please do this with us? And they're like, no, we don't need to, so you do it because I'm going to get sick. So,
I want to know about this, MSS. What?
Give me a minute.
Okay, all right.
I'll get there. So we go to the room, we do our thing, whatever. We wake up the next morning. Oh, and so this is our second time at Great Wolf Lodge. We got a plan. We know what we're doing. So we get all our shit ready to go, fucking put it right in the car. And then we check out, and we are at that water park, and they did us dirty. Like, I've been in casinos where they've had shift changes, I've been at strip clubs when they've had shift changes. I've
Allegedly.
never felt more disgusting than being at a water park where there's been shift changes while I'm there. And I'm going on, like, I might have to eat my second meal in a water park. You know, we started as soon as they opened at 10 o'clock.
Yes.
And we went till 5 p.m. And I was like,
boy.
And they almost weren't even ready to go at 5 p.m. So they got us back. Now, and then I was very happy. I was like, listen, you put in like a good 12 hours of water park. And I was proud of you, but I still had to go do stuff with you, which is fine. But I did sneak in the earbuds and got to listen to some stuff, which was cool. Like listen to some music while I was sitting there. Now, the only bad thing that happened is my youngest was like, will you go down the toilet bowl slide, as they call it, is like the one that goes around and around and around. And I'm like, sure.
Yeah.
She comes back with a double tube that is not as inflated as it should be. So it's a little low. And I'm like, oh, okay. The last time I rode on this slide, ripped back part of my swimsuit up. You know, remember there's like a hole in there. Because my ass is dragging, and I'm like, now we got a low tube, and my ass is going to be in there. But I know that's going to happen again. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to be careful. So I'm like, I get in the tube.
How?
Well, I'll show you. I'll tell you. So I keep my arms up, and I'm pushing up my butt. Like, I'm trying to stay up. We're going down, which is fine. And like, we're sliding around. She's going nuts. She's screaming. And I'm like, this is great. Just scream all you fuck you want, you know, because don't scream at my house later. And we're going. And then when we finally got to go down the slide, right? What goes first? The heaviest end of the fucking slide. So now I'm going backwards down the slide, trying not to get my ass like all dragging the entire way. We go off, it shoots off and it goes into the lazy river, right? But there's like a little break. So like you shoot off and then you can go in the lazy river. We shoot off. I fucking go immediately right into the water. I feel my youngest daughter like fall right on top of me. I grab her and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Water is shooting up my nose. And I'm just like, you know, and then I come up and I'm just caked and like just water everywhere, like shit shooting on my nose. And the guy goes, you good? And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. You know, you fucking dick. And so I like, get up, and then I walk up, and I go over there, and I tell the little one, I'm like, yep, that was the last one. I'm not doing that fucking shit again. And then what happens? Immediately the next 2 days after that, sick as fuck because I have ingested all of the chemicals and piss water and just god. And then like I was sick. I had like the nasal, like the sinus infection. I was like brown, like straight brown gunk. Just like I've never felt like so much ass. And then I had to continue to do the whole Christmas story. But I did it, and I didn't really all that complain that much. And I fucking took Dayquil. I never take Dayquil, but I took Dayquil. Fucking amazing medicine. Good job. And then took the NyQuil at night. But man, yeah, it was a rough go. But like fucking Merry Christmas, you know, to the kids. And but yeah, that was nuts. I've never spent that much time at a indoor water park. And it was
Now MSS. Let me clarify on the one that you were talking about where you went flying off.
Yeah.
Are those the low-rise ones, but they just go around a lot? Or the real tall one? Or is it the one you got to like climb all the way to fuck up?
Start up there. It wasn't as tall. I mean, they all are all.
Because they're like
tall.
the giant ones have like the tornado thing, and then you go like a motherfucker fast.
So this is the one where it's the big drop. Like, so you shoot off and then you kind of just slowly come down. But it's the same thing. You just keep going around and around in circles. Okay. And then you push into the thing and go down. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It was like the Tornado Alley or not Tornado Alley.
Yeah, but it's something like that. Yeah.
Coyote something or whatever they call it there.
Yeah, the real tall one. We did that one. Mrs. Beef made me and Bonita get on. So the three of us did one together with the three of us.
Yes.
And I screamed at a very high pitch, Chorizo, when I did this one. I wasn't ready for what was about to happen.
I gotta start going on these trips with you guys. Just to film. Just to film it.
And if you're going backwards down these slides
even worse.
is the worst because your stomach. Listen, I'm 47. Okay, I'm only 40. I have a weak stomach as it is. Like you guys know that I'm the puke guy. I puke all the time.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to ask you about
I
the
have
water
the
slides because they're not that bad. Most of them. That one you were talking about is rough, but the other ones aren't too bad usually.
But going backwards makes it 10 times worse.
Yeah, no, it does. It makes it way worse.
It's like because when it's black or whatever, I'm fine. Like I'm doing little drops and whatever.
You can't see or whatever. Yeah,
but like
fine,
when I can see everything and I'm fucking backwards, like that's not fun. I don't like that at all. Like it's just not made for me anymore. I'm good. I don't need to be doing no more of this, but I'm going to if I have to.
Sam Reeves says water park stairs are the worst form of punishment. Yes, they are. And not only that, waiting in line on the stairs is absolutely horrible. We were just like, what the fuck? We'll just push the next fat ass down so we can go, all right? What the hell are we waiting for?
A lot of the fat asses get weeded out by the stairs, though, Loaf, which is pretty
true.
nice.
That's true.
Like,
they got a weight. What's the weight maximum currently? MSS. What's the weight maximum that they say?
I don't even know. Oh, the one was
that they say. What is it?
It was 800 pounds for the four.
For the four. Okay, for the four.
For a four rider. Yeah.
Yeah, because like Bonita and I would go on ones, and the weight maximum would be like 250 or 300, and I would tell her, I'm like, we're way over this. Your father's got almost 300 by himself. Don't tell them.
They don't care.
Go whip off to the father's face.
That's for liability purposes. So if I get killed in there, then he was too fat anyway, so you can't sue. That's what.
I'll say this too before we get to the drinks, Treasy, and this is it. Great staff up there at the Great Wolf Lodge. They could have been the worst people in the world, and people would still go there. But the kids were nice. They tell you where to go. They weren't fucking assholes to me. And then even Mama Summer mentioned it. The girls that did the stuff with the girls, the kids when they were dancing around, one didn't even wear a bra and was flying all over the place. And I think all the fathers enjoyed that the night before.
I was like, is he doing a free ad here? And then it's like, nope, he's horny.
Yeah. We were like, whoa.
He's doing a horny.
Well, I like how he tried to make it seem like he didn't notice. His wife noticed for him. He didn't notice it at first.
Oh, someone else was telling me about it. It was crazy.
I'm not gonna bring this up, but when the wife says, "Hey, I think that girl needs a bra," I go, "I don't think she does," but yes, I am seeing what you're saying.
Probably.
Yeah. So let's get to those drinks.
Aloha, Mr. Hand says, "Merry New Year." Merry New Year.
Merry New Year, Mr. Hand.
Thanks,
Appreciate
buddy.
You. Yum.
Our guy Jerry O'Sullivan says, "Happy New Year. I'm still with the Larry David 3-day window."
Yes.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers, Jerry.
Cheers.
Don't you think it's a little late? And Lucky Spag says, "Salute to Beef, Chorizi, and my fake Italian friend, MSS."
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
Glad you're Irish one today. And you're what 8 hours of drinking right now, Spag. Good job. I'm proud of you. You can still type.
So before we get to the next stuff, my Christmas was at home. And Beef, I had our parents over on Christmas Eve, and my mom always does some great games for us when we go over to her house for Christmas hilarious. And things like that.
Yeah.
So I was like, I got to come up with a game. I got to come up with a game for her and my dad, and I came up with a game called "Which of Your Sons Did This?" And I gave them 11 different questions. MSS, I'm going to give you a couple and see if you can guess. So let me find a good one here. Okay, which of your sons drank a pitcher of beer left by another table and threw up in the car on the ride home?
It's you.
No,
You did that?
Yeah, I did that. Yeah, that was not great. It was not great. There was a pitcher left over on. We were at Diversity River Bowl, and me and my one of my buddies are like, "Oh, they left a pitcher, man. It's fucking our pitcher now." And everyone else looking at us like, "We ain't drinking that shit." So he and I drank that entire pitcher. That did not go well for us in the rest of the night. Both of us vomited later on. So. Don't drink random stuff off of the table.
Unless it's cream soda.
It wasn't random or off the table.
Which of your sons got in trouble from the religion teacher when they found a sexually explicit drawing in their desk?
Well, I'm gonna go Chorizi again, but it could be
that is me.
That's true.
That is me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's not.
What did you draw?
I didn't draw it. That's the funniest thing. And what's funny is who drew it. So our favorite bartender over at Cork and Carry sat in my desk for a different class, and he would always leave me the craziest shit. And one day he left a drawing in my desk, and I won't tell you exactly what it was, but the title of it was Horsey Style. And I bust out laughing, and my religion teacher's like, "What's so funny?" And I'm like, "Holy shit." So Spirit of Jesus comes over. Now, this lady, MSS, was a former nun, is like one of the nicest people on the fucking planet.
Okay.
And she looks at this picture and holy shit. It must have, I'm surprised it didn't turn all of her hair gray. She was fucking shocked. And so she's like, "I can't believe you did this." And I was like, "I didn't do this." And then she's like, "Well, then who did this?" And I said, "How could I have any idea who did it?" So I got in trouble, but our guy never went down for the crime.
You kept your mouth shut.
It's still. I mean, that picture should be in the Louvre. I mean, like, it's just.
He ain't no snitch.
We missed out on something great, but it got tossed in the garbage because I couldn't keep from laughing. So
good job.
With that, my sucks summer. I hope you pay some bills for us.
Let's try. Each year, Lawrence's Fish and Shrimp and Chicken, a beloved restaurant, hosted a Christmas feast for those who were hungry. But disaster struck when their delivery truck got stuck, leaving the kitchen without ingredients. Chef Mike looked around disheartened. Without our famous shrimp and crunchy cod, we can't serve the families tonight. Determined to turn things around, Larry leapt out of the deep fryer and declared, "I'll save Christmas." While the wing-zings laughed, Larry was serious. He rallied his side friends, fries, coleslaw, and corn fritters, and hatched a plan. "Let's reach out to the other Lawrence's locations," Larry suggested. With help from Beef Loaf, they posted a heartfelt message on the 108 Twitter. "Please bring all your lightly breaded shrimp and ocean perch to the canal location so we can feed the families of Chicago." Soon, Chicagoans arrived at the restaurant with shocking shrimp and fresh frog legs, filling Lawrence's Fish and Shrimp and Chicken with goodwill just as the snow fell outside. Larry took charge in the kitchen, and the aroma of wing-zings, onion rings, and chicken tenders filled the air. That night, Larry the Big Chicken Wing didn't just save Christmas. He united the community. In Chicago, the holiday was celebrated like never before, thanks to a big-hearted chicken wing who believed in the power of love and the true spirit of the season. Merry Christmas from Lawrence's. Stop by one of Lawrence's 4 locations today. Check them out at chicagoshrimp.com and place an order if you are on the go. Lawrence's Fisheries, serving the seafood you crave since 1950. Not surprised. Didn't have enough time to make any new ads.
Oh,
today.
everyone drink.
So,
Yeah.
But I want to say this. Lawrence's is going to be celebrating 75 years of their existence this year. This is their 75th year in business. So they're going to have a lot of things going on. We have got an email. We got an email about 6 months ago with like, this is how we're going to do it for the year. And so she's got a lot of things going on over there. So we're going to be bringing all you these specials, and we're going to tell you what's happening. Every month can be another different theme and all this stuff. And my God, National Fried Shrimp Day was like, what, a couple Saturdays ago. They didn't go out of business. They're still alive. So, like, fuck Red Lobster.
Oh, yeah.
They know what they're doing over there.
Fuck Red Lobster.
Other good thing. Here's one other thing.
We should make those shirts. Fuck Red Lobster.
We can sell our shit for cheap and not go bankrupt. So go fuck yourself. But no, I also found the hat, the fancy hat that they have. Like, we're gonna give some of those away because everyone likes the Lawrence's Fish and hat that we have.
Cap is
but
awesome.
I found the hat, and I know which one it is, and I know how expensive it is. And I'll just say this: the 108 of loyal, faithful people that buy merch from us would not like the price of that hat. So I'm going to work and try my
Should I
best
get some free ones?
to try to find something that we can do. But we definitely are going to order some for us and then give away some to the fancy people. Well, this is the fancy people, not everybody. But we'll see. If I can get one cheap enough, we'll definitely buy them and sell them. But I don't want to resell a hat for $35 to $40. I just can't do it. Not in my heart. I can't do it. So we have to give them away. So.
Sam Reeves says, just make the horse drawing Treasy got, but of Lawrence's and Red Lobster. We know the artist. We can find the artist, so we can maybe get it repurposed. We'll see.
I hope Lawrence's is hung as well as that. You know what time it is, guys? It's time for a little
What time is it?
Smash
Or
pass. 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 Smash
or
pass.
So it's New
Gift
Year's.
that keeps giving.
It's one of those things where we want to try and do some New Year's resolutions, but we don't really want to come up with the shit ourselves. So we're gonna talk through. We're each gonna come up with a few New Year's resolutions for the rest of the group, and you guys are gonna decide if you want to smash or pass. So New Year's resolutions can be anything. It can be anything that you think of, and we'll get this going. I went to a site that said like unique New Year's resolutions.
Oh,
if you guys want
nice.
to go, it's lifebulb.com. Never heard of this. Might have tons of viruses on my computer now. I don't know.
Good luck.
But I'm gonna start with this one for you, and you guys smash or pass.
Sure.
Daily hugs. Hugs are good for our mental health. They boost dopamine, the feel-good hormone. Make it a goal to give someone a hug every day.
Wow, I like that, Treasy. I'm first. I smash. I'm a hugger. I like to hug people. The only issue here with this is that it can get a little dicey in a professional setting with hugs. You might have to have a hug friend who you always hug, and don't spread the wealth of the hugs around at work. So find the one person who is okay with your BO and how you and everything, and then let them get the hug, because you don't want to get in trouble, HR or whatever. But I love that idea, man. Hugs are good for you. They're good.
Yeah. I'm smashing that too, but mostly because it's the people that I live with. Like I'll hug the people I live with. Are you saying that maybe I should branch out and hug other people?
I'm not saying that, but I mean, like that is, if it's
is that
not
what they're trying to say? Like I should hug?
I think so.
Because
I think they're just saying to hug anyone.
I'll hug the wives. I'll hug the 108 wives.
Yeah.
I'll hug you guys sometimes.
Yeah.
I'll make Josh Nelson uncomfortable and hug him every so
Yeah.
often.
No. Yeah. He doesn't like getting hugged, but that's why I hug him all the time.
I love hugging Nam. King Nam's my favorite guy.
Great
to hug.
hugger.
Those are fucking hugs.
Terrific hugs.
The mayor. I love that guy. That guy coming through and
Some
getting
great
hugs.
huggers, man.
I mean, that was a good blog. You wrote that blog.
Yeah, top five
about
huggers. Yeah, I might have to revisit it because there's
but
been more
yeah,
hugging.
I mean, dude, 100% smashing. I like hugging. Hugging's a good time. Yeah, and I'm not even gonna make it weird by talking about how I would do it when I was a young kid with girls with, So yeah, no,
You're not going to do it.
No, but you just
Not
did it.
gonna
No,
say
that's
that. Not
true.
gonna say that
Mailman
at
Jack
all.
suggests that you hug the ladies behind the counter at the thrift store. Hey, there you go. There you go. Then they'll put a couple things aside for you. See? You see how it's going here, Tracy? Mailman Jack's got the
there's
mind
at
for this
least
shit.
2 ladies that I know I would give hugs to at the thrift stores, and then there's 2 ladies at the Sox games that work out in the barbecue area. I will give hugs to too. So yeah, I got some hugs going on. Our beer ladies, I'll hug them. Yeah, I'm hugging everywhere. I'm hugging everywhere.
Forget hugs. The top 5 guys I want to get a kick in the balls to, K-Dog is one of them, 100%. Him and White
I
Sox.
like that he's
way
back
up there.
though. I've been missing him. I like that he's back. And Jerry is correct. I am a great handshake, half hug guy. I'll do the like that. I'm good.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's the what is that? Like sup dog or big dog,
All right, Beef, give us a resolution.
All right, I picked random resolutions off the internet, just like you did, Treasy, but I tried to do more mainstream ones. These are ones a lot of people are picking. So how about this one? Try this one on for size, boys. Are you smashing or passing? Learn a new skill or hobby. Treasy first. Smash or pass, learn a new skill or hobby.
I'm gonna pass.
Okay.
I feel like I have enough hobbies. Like I'm not low on hobbies, right? Like I'm obviously I do multiple podcasts. Even though I'm not playing in a band now, I still play my bass. I'm into all the Star Wars stuff too, right? Like, so I mean, like, besides having a job and then all those hobbies, I think I'm good. The new skill would probably be helpful, but you know what? I'm gonna focus on hobbies instead.
MSS, how about you? Are you smashing or passing? Learn a new skill or hobby?
I mean, I guess I'm smashing because I try to do something every year. Like last year, it was like, all right, I'm gonna start fucking playing guitar again for real and like learn chords. You know, like I knew like the G and the E and the D and the A minor and the D minor, but I was like, we're fucking around. Let's get a C in there. Maybe play enough. You know, like try something that you've never done before, and that's where I'm at right now, right? And I fuck up constantly, but I try.
Okay.
But I also like this, like when the young one was like, "Hey, can you play Tipsy?" I'm like, I'm pretty damn sure I can play Tipsy by Shabuzi on guitar, right? So I figured it out, and I can play it, and my kids just go, "What? He can play it." But I'd fuck up every time I go to that C, though. I fuck it up because I'm like, I'm just not. My fingers aren't ready for that. But yeah, no. So that I think it's a good thing. I also have a lot of hobbies. I mean, I don't have as many podcasts as Terezi. But yeah, it's like I just don't want to sit around and like watch TV all the time. So sometimes I just got to rock out on guitar. Like before tonight, I was even playing. Like I was playing a little guitar before I came on because I was like, I haven't played in a while. I better play. So
not to brag.
Yeah, I'm smashing that.
I love it.
All right, MSS. Give us one.
This is a generic one. Also that I found. Live life to the fullest. You guys smashing or passing? Living life to the fullest.
I'm passing because that's just such a bullshit thing. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Like, I mean, like if I really wanted to live life, I'm gonna pass because it's not a responsible thing to do. If I wanted to live life to the fullest, I'd quit my fucking job and I would just like go travel the world,
right?
Which would be totally irresponsible of me, and I would die. So like I think that I'm gonna pass on living my life to the fullest because it would kill me.
That's good. We don't want you to die.
Wow.
Who would do?
No, we don't want you to die. How dare you?
Come on. We need a guy to do the Star Wars podcast.
Absolutely. How dare you?
You. What are you thinking there, Loaf?
I mean, I'm with Treasy. I'm passing. And the reason I'm passing is because as a group, the three of us, and especially Treasy and I, we live pretty full fucking lives, I would say already. Like, you mentioned all the hobbies and shit that we do, and then it's not like we're not flying off to Vegas and staying up all night for 4 fucking days drinking and gambling and going out to crazy expensive dinners and playing credit card roulette and shit like that. And it's not like we're doing live shows with an audience that for this shit and what I feel like our lives are pretty goddamn full. And so I mean, like, I like the ethos and thought of it, but to put it as a New Year's resolution, I think is hollow. You either got to start working your shit or not, and it's not. You can't just like jump into it like that. I don't think it works that way. So I don't like to live the life to the fullest. However, I would maybe make some smaller resolutions to get you down the path of doing some things you really want to do.
All right.
I got one for you guys. I saw this one on that same site. I thought it was ridiculous, so I'm going to give it to you guys. Give homemade birthday gifts this year. Save some money and put in extra thoughts to your gifts with homemade gifts. Learn a new skill on your way. MSS, you smash it or pass it?
Man, pass the fuck out of that, man. Fuck that. No. Like, first of all, like, okay, I get it. You know what? If you want to craft, that's your learn a new skill. Do something new. Try something, whatever. Go make all you want. But don't force your fucking bullshit skill you just learned, like button making or something, on somebody else. And be like, you know how much this would cost in the store? You know, I use merino wool to make you this scarf. Go fuck yourself. I want to buy what I want to buy, or give me something that I ask for. I don't want your project. No, get the fuck out of here. I don't want that.
Trey says, pass. Am I a fucking woodworker?
I ain't Jesus.
Sam says, homemade shit in a bag.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
Oh, man.
Pass.
Beef, passing? Passing or passing?
Okay, I'm going to do something here, and you guys are not going to like it, but I'm sort of going to half smash this. And here's why. Hand up. Here's why.
You're the worst.
You know what I like doing? I cannot make anything as far as gifts or whatever. I'm not going to make anyone a gift But one of my favorite things to do, and I don't do it as often as I should. I do it occasionally, but not often, is I love to make a homemade card. Construction paper and cut the shit out and glue and glitter and all that. Well, a card is kind of like a gift, so I'm like, maybe if I switched over to making all my cards homemade, fucking that would be an interesting thing that not a lot of people are doing.
Let me ask an important question. Are you also going to make the money that you put in the card? It's not going to be homemade.
No, that will not be homemade.
Are you telling us about a new business venture that you're starting? Is this Is counterfeiting money the new skill you're learning?
No, I'm not trying to learn a new skill. I'm with you guys on that. I ain't learning no new skill. I'm old, all right? I got to try to refine what I got. I'm not learning a new. But I think, man, fucking making a card's kind of fun. Homemade card is fun. Yeah.
I'm with you on the card, but the gift card with the card or the gift with the card needs to be not made by you.
I'm getting cooked in the comments. Trey says, Mrs. Beef is ready for the homemade spaghetti necklace for her birthday. Sammy Davis says, homemade card, ? My kid does that, and she's an idiot. And no, I'm not starting a new hobby, Jer. Sorry.
I just, no. I can't, no.
Like, what do you mean, no? It's my choice, motherfucker.
I'm just saying that but the gift is still.
The gift part I wouldn't be able to do. I don't have the skills.
You can't do that.
I cannot do that. But a card. Maybe I start doing homemade cards. I might start just doing some homemade cards, and random holidays I'll send you guys some shit. How about
that?
Yeah,
I want to see his Longfellow Deeds-esque rhymes on these cards. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Right.
Let's see if you get into Hallmark.
That sounds like a good idea.
All right, Beef, give us one.
All right. Here's one for you guys. New Year's resolution. Spend more time with family and friends.
I was going to do that.
My sucks summer. Are you smashing or passing?
So
spend more time with family and friends.
So I want to say smash, right? 100%. I want to be like, yes. Every time I'm with these people, I have a really good time with them. But I almost think that I have a really good time with them because I don't spend so much time with them. Like, I have to have enough
away time
in between so that I can enjoy the 3 days or 4 days that I spend at a holiday with them. I will totally enjoy it because I'm like, I don't get to do this enough. So I need to do this. And I feel like if I had to do it more often, it wouldn't be as good. It wouldn't be as fun. And I'd be like demanding of them to be more entertaining or better or something. I don't know. So like, I'm gonna pass on it, but like I like the thought of it, but I just think that
not for you.
I learned in college many years ago, the more I know about somebody, the less I like them. So like let's just take some time away and like we'll figure it out.
That's smart.
So I'm passing.
I saw this one. I saw this one all over the place when we were looking for this. And I think I look at it a little bit differently. So I'll say I'm gonna smash. Yeah. But my thought here is that you should spend more time with people that make you forget that you own a phone. So like you should be out with people. You should be hanging out with people where you're having such a good time. No one's looking at their phone unless you're trying to figure out the answer to some very difficult question that none of you could remember. Because we're at that age now. Yeah, it used to be like, oh, we just nailed the trivia. Now it's like, who was that guy in that movie? Who the fuck was that? And it's like, oh, yeah, he's not that famous. That Brad Pitt guy. Yeah, okay. So, like, that's, like, I want to be out with people, and I want, like, the phones in the pockets. Because we're just, not because, like, of some rule, but you just forget that you even have
think about it.
Because you're just having a good time.
Yep.
Yeah, see, now this makes me think that I don't need to spend more time with my dad, because immediately in my head, while you're saying this, I'm like, any menial question that we have, like, when we're talking, he goes, Siri, how many home runs did Jose Abreu hit in 2015? And you're just like, let's just
you're supposed to argue over that. You're supposed to argue.
Let's have some fun. We don't need to fucking figure out every fucking thing. See, Dad, that's why I don't have to hang out with you all the time. So I hang out with you just enough.
All right, MSS, give us one.
Okay. So he took the one that I was gonna do. I was definitely gonna do this. This one, it kind of hits. It gets it hits home for me. Lose weight. You smashing? You passing the lose weight?
I'll go first. I'm smashing it, but the reason why I'm smashing it is because I do so much damage to myself during a year that the lose weight initially in the new year is just to keep me from getting so exorbitantly fat. Because, my first 5 years out of college, I was in public accounting, and that put 60 pounds on me because I just ate like shit and worked a lot of long hours, whatever. I've never been able to shed that weight. And so to keep me from getting up to 3 bills, I need to lose weight temporarily, which I will eventually gain back. But it's so I don't become a huge monster. And so I'm smashing it as much as I don't like the concept of lose weight. I should just get healthier habits and not have to lose weight. But it is what it is.
Yeah, I saw the eat healthier one. I thought that's good. I think I would smash this. I think I always try every year, every so often, I should say, to just think about what I'm eating and the quantities I'm eating. It's always the quantity, or when you're ordering something and
pizza all weekend,
and you're like, oh man, this place that I'm ordering a pizza from also has cheesy garlic bread and mozzarella sticks, which is all just the same versions of the same thing. Yeah. And you're just like, but I need them all. But just, denying yourselves just even some of those things is often helpful. So those are the things that I just kind of keep in mind. So I'll smash that one a little bit.
That's good. Yeah, I think it's a good smasher.
All right,
just moving. You should move more. People should move more.
I got one for you guys that I think you're both gonna smash.
Okay.
Take naps. So it says you probably aren't sleeping enough. In fact, you almost definitely aren't. The socially accepted 8 hours a day is highly dependent on age, gender, time of year, and your daily demands. Plus, are you actually even getting 8 hours? So smash or pass, take more naps.
That's your first, bitch.
Smash. I'm double smashing that, triple smashing it. Dude, if I sit too long, especially after a meal, because I might have the diabetes coming back, I don't know. I'll pass right the fuck out. So and I have an alarm set for the time I need to wake up to go pick up the daughters at school. So it is definitely. I love the naps. Naps are great. You need to have them, but you don't want to sleep more than 20 minutes. You sleep more than 20 minutes, you get all jacked out. So you need to have little cat naps, 25 minutes nap. Yep, that's it.
The 20-minute nap is difficult to pull off.
I have a hard time doing it. Yeah.
Oh, man,
I have a hard time.
It works. It works.
I do it in Vegas. I do it in Vegas.
At the video poker machine, brother. Otherwise,
you're working out there.
You smashing or passing?
Teresa, I'm going to smash in ethos more so than anything because I think we as a people in general shouldn't work as hard and we should rest more. And me personally, I do actually generally sleep 7-ish to 8 hours a night. I do a good job of that. Except on the weekends when we're fucking partying and all that shit. Obviously, I get terrible sleep and whatever. But a normal night when I'm going to work, I'm getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep, and it's generally pretty good sleep. It's rare that I don't. And so, do I need the nap necessarily? No, but why not? We're getting older, and I would love to have a nap during the day. Yeah. Especially on the weekends, a nap is fucking nice, man. So everyone should treat themselves to a nap occasionally.
I think the weekend nap is something I need to get into because I get up early every day, regardless of weekday or weekend. And so
your body doesn't know.
Yeah, well, I like to keep it like that. Mm-hmm. I like to just keep that consistency.
I agree.
So I still get up, about 5:30 kind of every day. And so on the weekend, I'll get up, I'll maybe bet on some soccer or something, something totally normal to do at 5:30 in the morning.
A few dollars of EV and go back to sleep.
But, maybe that 10 a.m. after eating a pound of bacon, or now that I'm watching my weight, half a pound of bacon.
Portion control, Trees.
Take a little bit of nap.
That was a Prince song, right? Portion control.
I'm pretty sure.
I think that's what it was. It was definitely a pee control, something. Yeah.
Beef, give us one.
All right. Next up, New Year's resolution, fellas. I'll start with MSS. Mm-hmm. Are you smashing or passing? Get organized.
Oh man, I mean, I don't even need New Year's, so I'm smashing the fuck out of that. Literally, that's all I did today with the wife. I was like, listen, the girls are gone all day, and most people would be like, hey, we should go do something fun as a couple. I'm like, we're gonna get your fucking shit together for Christmas. I go, this is a goddamn mess. We don't know what the fuck's what. You need help. I'm gonna help you. And she's like, thank you. And like the whole time, like she's fighting me. She's definitely fighting me. Like, I don't want to do this.
But like, she knows it's good for her.
I go, you shut up. You do what I say and do this because this is the way you will do it. And by the end of this, you'll be like, this is so much better. And she's like, this is so much better. We lost a whole tub of shit. Like, just because we packed things right. And then I'm like, listen, we'll just get it all there. Fucking smash the shit out of it. I love being organized. I love organizing. It is the best. I mean, you would look at my basement and be like, this guy doesn't even like to organize, but I do. I fucking organize. It is all organized into a certain way. So yes, smash the fuck out of it.
Chorizo, how about you? Smash or pass on get more organized?
I'm smashing too. So if you look behind me, like, so like when we moved all of our stuff back into the house, like I just kind of jammed everything in here. Like there's all kinds of stuff all over the place in here. And like I gotta get this whole situation cleaned up back here. So like that, I'll smash that. I gotta get this shit together. I gotta get some other shit together. I just got rid of I hid like 10 hats. Like put them away.
Yeah.
I just had too many fucking hats out in the open.
You should give those away at 108 Day Eve or opening day eve. You should give those away like some guy did from
like some knucklehead was getting rid of his fandom. Yeah. No, we're not. We don't do that. We don't copy off other people's content.
Plus, you don't want that shit that I wore. like some of my old Sox hats, man. They're
gnarly.
They're grizzled.
I keep them for when I'm gonna go do something where I'm gonna sweat in that hat.
Yeah, Guernsey says because she yelled at you to organize them.
Man, it's all her.
Yeah, crack the fucking whip on this bastard.
Man, fuck this dude.
SPF asked me beef, a nap or a cold soak? Cold soak. I'd prefer a cold soak. After work, cold soak and a glass of red wine, baby. That's my mode during the summer. I love that shit. So 100%.
So good.
All right, MSS, take us home.
Last one, and this is the common one, and people say this, especially people are trying to be smarter. Read more.
I'm passing.
Yeah,
I'm passing. So here's the thing. I don't do a good job of retaining information when I read it. So I'm more of an oral listener.
Hello.
I think that was a Prince song too.
Could have never guessed you were coming there with that one.
But no, I like to listen to things. I retain things a lot better if I listen to it than if I read it. So I probably won't read more. I may ingest more books through listening to them, but I almost certainly will not read more. I read blogs and articles and stuff on the internet, but like
while pooping.
I'm not going past like 3 pages of stuff. Of reading. Just because I know myself, I know that I don't retain it that well. So I'm just gonna, I'd rather listen to it.
I read a lot of stuff today about Jake Junis that I reported on like about, 20 days ago. No one read, and then it got regurgitated today. And I was like, oh, now's the time to release a blog, apparently, So, okay. Love, what about you? You smashing or passing reading more?
I'm smashing. It's always good to read more. And like Tracy mentions, 2 different skills, right? Listening to audiobooks, which I love doing. I think the 3 of us all love doing because you can do something else while you're doing that. That's good. I mean, I like that too, podcasts and all that stuff. But it is good to read physical books or even read on your computer or whatever and read about things that you're interested in that enrich you or whatever. One thing I realize sometimes when we're in the content grind and all this stuff is I don't step back enough to read the things that help me make the content that have nothing to fucking do with the White Sox or baseball or anything. And so sometimes you've got to like let yourself get in a creative space and read those things. And especially if you make stuff, or even if you don't, even if you just like to think and get in there and read some stuff that you're not touching all the time. So I'm definitely a smash on this. I don't know if I abide by it well. I have it in my resolutions to read 3 physical books this year, which sounds like nothing. But when you think about it,
it's a lot.
It's a lot for a lot of people. And so and it's weak for me. There used to be years when I would read 10 or 12, which was like probably more my sweet spot. I'm not a big reader. Like Treasy can tell you, I'm a slow reader, and I always was. I've always been a numbers guy. I've never been so much into like
see around
reading. Yeah. Well, they got books for that now, so it's okay. But yeah, I'm definitely smashed.
There's no words in the middle.
That's how I speed read. I get around.
Love it. I'm sorry. But yeah, no, I agree. I'm gonna listen. I like listening to books because I can do dishes and listen to books. Like I can't. You sit me down and I crack a book, I fall right the fuck to sleep. Like it's really
See,
hard.
that's the problem.
It's hard.
That's
It's
the
really
problem, don't you think?
hard. Yeah, that is a problem. Yeah.
Well, you know what that was, guys? That was
Smash.
Or,
Pass. 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 Smash.
or.
Pass.
The tree with lights so grand, tunes of joy from a magical band. At Mazda of Orland Park we sing, Merry Christmas, let the bells ring. Merry Christmas, Mazda style. Smiles and laughter all the while. From our hearts to your sleigh, Merry Christmas we all say.
Nice.
oh, I love it. I
I
love
might
it.
be getting a Mazda if my car don't fucking start up tomorrow. We'll see.
You need a Mazda. I can't believe
know.
you don't
Yes,
have
sir.
a Mazda.
I'm
at
getting
this
there.
point. But guys, it's time for a little White Sox talk.
That picture.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
What's the QR code for up there in the corner?
Well, I was just going to get to that, MSS.
Oh,
Ooh,
okay.
wow.
Why don't you calm down? Let me talk.
Okay. I just didn't know.
No, I just put that up because that's for our
Wait till it
live
loads.
show. Our live show. And after we talk a little bit about the
Other
White
way.
Sox, we're going to get to
Other one. Other way.
Other hand
Other
beef.
way.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
The Heineken has fucked him up. He is fucking.
No, on my screen, it's right there. I'm pointing correctly. So it must be
You're
reverse
looking
negative.
at the screen though. You need to look. You got to.
Yeah, you got it right now. You got it right now.
You got it right.
All right. But after we talk a little bit about the White Sox, we're going to talk about some of our guests that we're going to have at the 108 live show on January 25th. But you can get tickets right there from that QR code that goes to 108.ing/live. If you don't want like QR, if you have something against QR codes, 108.ing/live to get that. But let's get into some White Sox talk, guys.
Thanks, buddy.
Beef, you put up a blog about, or not a blog, but just a post
Just
an
a
image.
about the White Sox organization as a mafia family.
I did. Yes, sir. Yeah,
And
absolutely.
there's a few things I love about this. Is that you made this image, and MSS and I can quickly look at this and go, this is Excel, because you left one of the cells highlighted.
I
in your image.
did. Yeah.
But I also the one thing that I really like about this, Beef, and it's funny to me, is that at this point in our society, it is much easier to describe an organization as a mafia organization than as a workplace organization, because people are way more familiar
Yes, sir.
with the
Yeah.
mafia titles and how they rank. Like, because workplace, like, it could be different per place. Like, I know, like with both our companies,
Yeah.
director is a different level.
Correct.
Like VP is higher than director at my place, and director is higher than VP at your place, which
That's
is
right.
so like it would be tough. It would be tough for
Yeah.
us to do this with that, but the mafia makes it so easy. For
Yeah, we
us.
keep everyone on the same page if we do it like this, Treasy. You know, everyone understands what these positions are, and you can envision if you like Sopranos or whatever, The Godfather, you can envision who would be in each of these spots. And so I just sketched this up, and I told them myself, I said, let's hang on to this, and we'll mess with this. We'll put some pictures in here, we'll do some shit with it, whatever. And I was bored the other day. I'm like, let me throw it out there and let's get some feedback from the people on Twitter. And people were interested. They were replying back, oh, this guy should be here or whatever. And so I don't know if you want me to kind of read off the positions for
go
the
through it.
audience.
Go through it, because there's people listening on the podcast, so you definitely
Right,
wanna-
they can't see it. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. So what this is White Sox baseball operation. So I did it like a mafia family org chart. I have Chris Getz as the boss. Now, mind you, it's just the operations side. So people were like, "Where's Jerry?" And it's like, "There's no Jerry." Okay, this is just the operations side, because this is the side we're interested in. I don't give a fuck about all the rest of it. Whatever. His conciliary or his counsel basically is Gene Watson. I've got his underboss, or like his number 2 directly underneath him, is Josh Barfield. Kind of off to the side, I've got Grady Sizemore as an enforcer. I don't really know where to put the offensive coordinator. We'll get into that in a little bit. Then I have his captains, his capital regimes as Brian Bannister, who's the director of pitching, Will Venable, the newly hired skipper, and then Ryan Fuller, who is the head of hitting. And then underneath them, they each have soldiers that fit kind of what they're doing. So Brian Bannister has Ethan Katz and Matt Wise, so that's the pitching coach, assistant pitching coach. Ryan Fuller has Marcus Thames and Joel McKeithen, and that's the hitting coach and the assistant hitting coach. And then Will Venable's kind of got the rest of what would be considered the coaching staff. So Walker McKinven is a soldier under him. Obviously, he's the bench coach. Jason Bourgeois, Drew Butera, and Justin Jerschley. So that's the group there on the board, and those are the soldier level guys. Now, boys, quick question for you. Looking at this board, what kind of changes would you make? What do you think I not have right here, or kind of how would you maybe arrange this board?
MSS, you got any changes?
Well, I guess I know that you just alluded to it, and you said you're not going to put Jerry in there because he's not part of the operations, but he is part of the operations, and that's one thing that according to who you talk to, his fingers are all over everything. So I don't know. He's not executing the actual.
So that's not part of the exercise, MSS. How about the people who are here?
I know.
So no, Treasy, you got any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I'm just kind of wondering where where some of the other guys fit into this in terms of the guys that are doing the international stuff, the guys that are in charge of the draft. They're not in the day-to-day operations, so they're just kind of outside of this.
Yeah.
Do they roll up to just Barfield or someone is that?
Yeah, I would think so. They roll up direct and they'd have their own things, right? They
got their own family. They got their own family.
Well, they're like capital regime level, right? They're handling international. They're handling whatever. Because Barfield's kind of overseeing all that stuff, right? Those are his people that kind of oversee. And I guess technically he's kind of overseeing all these people, whether or not it's directly him or directly Getz. This is his thing to overlook, and so is all the scouting and stuff. Yeah, I didn't want to go that deep only because I didn't have room, and also because those are lesser-known people, whereas these are people that are fairly known by most of the fans, especially the kind of newer hires that just happened. A lot of these guys are incumbents. They've already been here. So
what is interesting to me, and what I think is probably accurate, but it's just interesting to think about how it all works out, is that there's three capos, right? Bannister and Fuller are at the same level as Venable, and I don't think that when you think about it in terms of the baseball team, you don't maybe think about it that way, but when you think about it in terms of operations, it's accurate to me. So that's part that is something I hadn't really thought about, is that they probably have an equal say to Venable in a lot of situations.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I think they control kind of their parts of the thing. Mm-hmm. What was mentioned on Twitter is people were like, Bannister should be pushed up higher. He should have kind of a higher position than Venable and Fuller, something closer to what Josh Barfield is, because they were kind of hired at the same time, and the level of autonomy that they seem to have, right? Because Bannister seems to have influenced a lot of what they're doing currently. At least when you see all these little pickups for pitchers and stuff, you kind of see his fingerprints all over shit. So there was argument in the Twitters of push him up. Maybe he should be something a little higher than that. Make up a position where, or maybe they kind of share the underboss spot there where they're that important to Getz. They're like the number twos, basically.
Interesting.
Get a drink here real quick from our guy Joe Latham. He says, "I'm watching this in the shower. I'm naked."
Oh,
nice!
Wonderful.
Congrats.
Cheers, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
We got to pull his Thirst Trap Thursday back up.
That's a good one, man.
Get that back in circulation.
Flick the bean to that one.
So, Beef, I want to ask you about one thing in here. I got to ask you about one thing. Grady Sizemore, the enforcer. What does he enforce?
I don't know. My thought with Sizemore, and I got some pushback on Twitter. Some people were like, "Yeah, he's definitely a mole of the front office. He's their guy, and he's done." And other people were like, "He don't mean shit. He's totally whatever. He should be at the bottom of these things or whatever." There was a lot of disparity in the way people think about him. My thought about him is that he was the guy they instituted to be in there to catch everything after they fired Grifol, right? You get in there, you get in the dugout, you look at what's going on, and you report back to us and exactly what's happening here, right? So he's important.
He's the new Daryl Boston.
He's important in a broad way to these guys, and they really like him, right? I think it was Barfield who brought him in, and they brought him in as like major league coach. So like, we don't have a position for you, but we're throwing you in here. We're just going to put you somewhere, and we're going to do something with you. And then next thing you know, when the manager spot opens up because they give the heave-ho to Pedro Grafal. Well, he's the fucking manager all of a sudden? Why? There's something about his level of cachet with the group where it wasn't comfortable because he's offensive coordinator, so he's technically under Ryan Fuller. But for my money, I think he's just there overseeing an important part of the operation. He's like the eyes down there to make sure that everyone is operating the way Ryan Fuller wants and the way they want to build a hitting program, because that's the most vital thing right now, right? They trust the Bannister things in place with the pitching, so they're not as worried about that side of the business. The side of the business with the hitting is where they're most fucking worried, and I bet they're worried about players actually working their programs and who's going to be compliant and figuring out. He's got to gather information, and he's got to like push information down and up in different directions. He's super important, but I don't have him as like, he's also not an order giver. He's just sort of there, and when they need something done, he has to take care of it, you know? And so, like, that's why I put him on the side there, but I don't know what to classify him as.
I got to ask, because, like, if he's the enforcer, like, I get, you know, like, keeping these guys on track, doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But if we think back to the previous regime, Kenny Williams was the enforcer, right? Because, like, when someone, you know, I'm not going to name names, but when someone's bringing their kid to the clubhouse too fucking often, Kenny's going to come down and say something to him. It's not going to be the manager. It's not going to be the general manager. And so I'm wondering,
true leader,
do you think that that's going to actually be his role? Or do you think Will Venable has enough balls to him that he's going to take care of those types of things?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question. Venable will probably take care of a lot of those things. I see the thing. I think Venable will take care of a lot of the player stuff. You know, I see Sizemore as a link, a conduit to the front office in ways that Venable maybe can't be. So, you know, you have that trust with the players that maybe you don't want to break in certain situations, where Grady can probably go around that potentially if there's a situation that requires it. Let's assume everyone's on the up and up and no one's being sketchy in any way, shape, or form. Yeah. Grady could be the guy to go around it and not break the trust of the manager. And so he could work kind of as an agent for that. But I just didn't know where to put him, and he's weirdly valued by these guys. He's weirdly loved.
Yeah, they love him.
To just be hanging around there. Like I don't know.
It could be a vice versa too. He could be good cop, bad cop with Will Venable. You know, like they could be like, hey, good cop, bad cop with him.
Maybe he's Stack Edwards, and you know, maybe we're just like
he's gonna
let's hope. Let's hope it ends better for him than Stack. All right,
yeah.
MSS, a question to you, because you brought something up earlier, and I want to get your take on this. But out of this group, who's really in charge here? Who's really in charge?
I mean, okay. So for baseball operations, who they say is really in charge is Chris Getz, right? So I'm gonna have to go with that. I haven't heard enough from Gene Watson to think that he's actually doing something back there. I don't know. Like, people have been telling me about the Gene Watson. He's funny. He's this. He's that. He's crazy. But we didn't hear a peep about him last year. I need more peeps. You know, like, we know Brian Bannister's definitely got the pitching stuff on lockdown. We know that that's going on. And then Ryan Fuller, I mean, we'll see what he does. We'll see what happens with him, because I mean, I don't know. Like, we'll see.
I like where Beef has job.
I like where Beef has Gene Watson though, Consigliere. So like, he's definitely the contract guy. He's definitely in charge of all that. Like, that seems to be his lot, and like that he's really good at crafting those contracts. I wonder though, when we get to a team that is, what's the word for it? Not fucking horrible. Like, and you're actually going after some bigger free agents.
Yeah.
I assume Gene's going to be somehow involved in crafting those offers. So I'm going to be interested. I think we won't really see what he's in charge of until that time comes, right? Because like, who gives a shit about a 1 year, $1.05 million contract to a pitcher, right? Like you're bidding against nobody. You're giving someone a major league contract that wasn't getting offered a major league contract. That's what that is. So like, I don't think that that's necessarily like, oh wow, Watson did it again. Like,
why put Gene Watson in this spot? Because he's got so much more experience than everybody else. And he's been through a lot of these kind of jobs before. And apparently he came up as like, he had no baseball pedigree. He just like fucking begged for a job in an organization. They got one. And then little by little worked his way up with his personality and shit. You know, like, well, I mean, Chris gets played. I mean, like, it's still a different story. This guy's just a random fucking guy. And he worked this goddamn way up. And so like, he has a lot of friends everywhere. And so like, he's the type of guy who knows a lot of people, knows a lot of things, and can help a Chris Getz when he's in a tough spot and say, have you ever seen this before? What has this organization done? Where have you seen this fail? Kind of that sort of shit. And I feel like he's the old head in the room, because the rest of this group here, there's a lot of young motherfuckers on this list. There's a lot of people a lot of these guys are younger than us, fellas. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes, 100% to answer your question correctly, Treasy. Chris Getz is in charge. He is definitely in charge. He seems to be getting what he wants and making the decisions
MSS
that happen.
Say what I wanted you to say here, and tell Beef to fuck himself, and that Jerry's actually in charge.
Well,
it's fine to tell Beef to shove it right up his ass, because I think both of us think that Jerry should be in here.
I get what he's saying, that White Sox baseball operations, because we all know that Jerry's
not making the pickups. Jerry didn't pick up Bryce Wilson the other day.
Let me just stick his nose.
I'll say this though, Love. He also won't take the blame for it turning to shit, as we find out, because it was Chat GPT that wrote the long letter that apologized to everybody. So it ain't Jerry's not gonna take the good or the
boring.
bad.
It's all boring. I don't care about it anymore. That's why I left him on.
We know,
and also
it
was pointless to put him on here. So
I think though, like the better question, and Beef, this was a question that you raised in the agenda, and that this is where I really want to get into, is this team's going to be bad again, right?
Yes,
I think we could all agree on that. Beef, me and you both have a good amount of money on over 49.5 wins.
Yes, we do.
But we don't think it's going to be way more than that. Right? Like this is still
it's a good investment, but not that good of an investment.
This is still easily a 100-loss team.
I think so.
So who's getting whacked out at the end of the season? who's taking some of the blame here at the end of this season? So MSS, give me one person on this list getting whacked out.
Oh man. Well, let's go with the guy that I don't even know who he is. This Joel McKinney, right? What the fuck? He's gone. All right. I don't know who he is. So I'm going to say that he was probably the guy that's going to, we go through hitting coaches and hitting assistants like crazy. He's probably the first guy to go.
I'm more likely to say that in that little group there, that Marcus Thames would be the guy who's
you think so?
Yeah, because
I do too.
Because he's been here. He survived the last cuts. McKeithen's probably Fuller's guy.
McKeithen. All right.
So like I think it feels like Thames. But you know who I feel like's who's getting set up to be whacked? Is Justin Jersley.
So tell me your reason why, and I'll tell you why I didn't pick him.
So here's the thing. So Jersley was for a while like the guy, like, ooh, this is the hot new guy. He's gonna manage the team someday. They're grooming him to be the next manager of the White Sox.
Yep.
And then like when all the shit went down last year, he got brought up, and you're like, oh, they're gonna make him the manager? Nope. Grady Sizemore is gonna be the manager. Jersley, you're part of the staff. Now he's in the majors, and he is in the situation that is the worst for any coach. The most exposed coach out of all the coaches is the third base coach. And like,
yeah, that's true.
If you want to throw some blame at someone, that's easy. Oh, he shouldn't have sent that guy. Oh, he should have sent that guy. What's he doing? Is he really prepared for this? I can't believe he didn't know that guy would throw him out. All of these things are just shit that happened during a normal year. It's not even a lot of times the third base coach's fault. or like people are just running through a signal. Well, they don't respect him, right? Like so, like there's tons of ways to say fire that motherfucker, like and as opposed to a lot of the other guys. Like how you gonna fire Drew Butera? You don't even know what he does.
Well,
Butera.
go ahead, MSS. Come back in him, baby. Come back.
So
in him.
here's why I didn't pick him. I didn't pick him because he's too loyal. He's been around for too long. And like he's also, taking it like, hey, you were supposed to be the next big guy, and then you stopped hearing about him for a year, and then last year happened, and they brought him up, and so they're trying to slow him in. He's on the slow plan. Like there must be something there, and it might just be his loyalty. I don't know, but like I think that he has something going on, and he's right. I don't think that he's the first one up.
Okay.
I mean, it literally.
I mean, he's a Han guy.
Solid. I can't give you solid.
He is a Han guy. He is a Han guy. However, when Chris Getz was head of development, he was a minor league manager. So they may have a rapport from that, and maybe he thinks that, hey, this is one of the guys from the Han regime that is worth keeping. Because didn't Jerry say something like he knows who the bad people, the medium people, and the good people are in the organization, and this is one guy he's chosen to like hold on tight to, at least so far. So it's interesting.
So I see a lot of people in the comments, and they're everyone's saying it's Katz is the guy.
Yeah, let me sell you guys on the Katz thing, because I think that I would have said Thames first, but I would say Ethan Katz second, to be honest with you.
Okay, you say it, and I'll tell you why it's not Katz. Go ahead.
Okay. So the reason why, in theory, it could be Katz by the end of the season, and he and Bannister do have a good working relationship, so we know that already, right? So he's fine working with him. However, year one of the Brian Bannister Genius Pitching Program yielded a 28th overall FIP out of 30 teams in the majors. If year two has similar types of returns, where the all-in encompassing thing is extremely weak, and you have the superstar kids coming up very soon, which is Schultz and Hagen Smith, I could see a regime change on the field, something that Bannister wants to line up more with. And I'm sure he's got guys all over the goddamn place that he could use. I don't think he's married Ethan Katz. I know he has worked with Ethan Katz. That's fine. But I think if the results don't come through, especially the bullpen, which was an abject failure last year, until they got to the very end of the season when they were playing some shitty teams, I think he could be on the hot seat here just because, look, you have the superstar director of pitching, and it's yielding nothing so far. And like, someone's going to have to be to blame for that shit.
I think he's on the hot seat. I agree, and I agree with the logic, and I agree with some of the things that the people are saying in the comments. But I also think that they're going to be good enough with a patchwork rotation and bullpen that he survives it. That like they're like, oh, I can't believe these guys are getting so much out of these guys.
They got league average pitching, and they got a bunch of no-name guys like that.
Right,
that result, he's safe.
If they and I think if they cycle through,
if he gets
quicker,
league average, yes.
If they cycle through guys quicker, right? That's what gives me a little bit of a glimmer of hope, which is a dangerous thing with these White Sox. Is that now most of the bullpen and most of the starting pitching as well have minor league options, right? Like they just picked up Tyler Gilbert, and I was like waiting for him to show up in roster resource. Roster resource is like, this boy's in AAA. Like that's he hasn't even cracked our roster. We just threw this together. So I think that there's gonna be almost a Kenny Williams like amount of movement in that bullpen, and maybe even in the rotation. And I talked about this a little bit when I was doing my solo webcam show
with the big boy Bryce Wilson.
Is that there's guys that we have in the starting rotation that could be bullpen guys. We have guys in the bullpen that could be starters. We have guys in the minors that could come up and start. And like none of them are like, oh man, this is the next big guy. Although Bryce Wilson's big, they're all just serviceable. And like I think they're going to work through them way more rapidly. And if they do, I think Katz can stay. If they aren't able to do that, or if they stick with some guys too long that just get out there and Chris flexing themselves all year, like,
how dare you?
I see the path. No, I'm with you, Beef. Like that, like the flexing piece is like, yeah, get the innings out of that guy. But if you're doing that, the pitching's gonna be bad, and like that's when Katz gets let go. So like I think if he has any say, they're gonna cycle through quickly.
So here's why I don't think it's him, and this is why I think he's had enough successes out there to let him continue to go, and it really depends on something that we don't really know about, and maybe we won't find out till later. Who's making the decisions on who they're picking up? Eric Fetty, great fucking pickup. Who decided that that's who we're picking and that's who we're going to turn into a trade piece to help build this rotation? Who was the person that took fucking? If anyone in this fucking room or listening to this podcast thought Garrett Crochet was going to have the year he had last year, fucking tell me. No one thought that. But when he got named opening day starter, everyone was like, "We're fucked."
Do you credit
Katz had a
with any of that?
great year? Well, that's the thing.
Because Katz was here when they were not letting Garrett Crochet start.
Well, so that's what I'm saying.
And Bannister,
maybe,
I would say that Bannister, Barfield, Getz had way more influence on signing Eric Fetty. It's not like Eric Fetty came in and they had to work on a bunch of stuff with him. He just did the same shit that he was doing.
They took the chance, though. They took the chance,
but I don't think Ethan Katz was the one taking the chance on.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's Bannister. He's in the front office. He's helping. He's helping Getz decide who to pick up. MSS, what you're doing right now, though, is a little backwards. You're giving him only credit for the good stuff and not credit for the bad stuff, which I just told you they were 28th and 5th in Major League Baseball. They didn't have a good pitching staff last year, my friend. It was bad.
But they also didn't have a fucking talented staff to begin with. So you can't sit there and judge it on like the fucking Yankees Dodgers level, right? Like, because they're not putting.
How about just be decent
in the system?
If you think about it, when we're saying 28th, we're thinking about it on like the Marlins level.
They were the worst. Like second, they're third to worst. That's what I'm saying. Like that's why it's a little risky for them, in my opinion.
They gutted.
What did they do well? They did nothing well, really.
They gutted their fucking pitching staff. They gutted it, and it came out, and like it wasn't. I don't think that we can only blame pitching for last year for why that team sucked.
No, but I'm telling you a pitching stat only. Only pitching stat is what I was telling you.
No, I know.
FIP is only pitching.
But what I'm saying is the overall team, the most losses and them sucking is not like the team sucking isn't just because of the fucking pitching.
I understand this.
You're saying that the pitching sucked.
That's not what I'm saying at all. Yeah.
I understand that the pitching sucked too. But like even like so, there's no defense that gets played into any of the FIP or any of that stuff. It's just the pitching.
Sure there is. Like no, because the FIP kind of strips.
Okay.
Yeah, it strips out of there. And Ralph Waldo actually asks,
racist.
Who's responsible
against our pitchers?
Who's responsible for fixing the defense? Well, that's a good question. The guys on this chart that should be kind of in charge of fixing your defense and defensive positioning are Will Venable and Walker McKinven. And McKinven, the reason why he came over here, he was the run prevention coordinator in Milwaukee. Basically, his job is game planning, defensive positioning, all that stuff. And so if we see a strong uptick in all of that type of thing, like they're not giving up a million ground ball base hits and the BABIP's not crazy on against their pitching staff, then you'll feel like he has done something here. So those are the kind of the guys that are in charge of the defensive stuff.
I'm just going to get into this. I'm just going to say it. Crochet was great. This is Ian. Crochet was great. Fetty was good. Everyone else was god awful. Now, here's one thing. Cannon went down. He came up. He started. We're putting people in positions where, like, listen, we got to see what we got, and we're throwing them out there, and we're throwing them to the wolves. Cannon came out. Fucking got annihilated, whatever, got sent back down. He worked, he came back up and was better. So, like, there's progress. Now, who do you credit in that situation? You know what I mean? Like, that's a Katz thing to me. Like, Katz given the plan.
Great, you got one thing right. The whole rest of the team stunk. The whole rest of the pitching was bad. Is my point. Well, I'm looking at a macro level. I agree with you. There's going to be successes, and he's not a dumbass. He's a major league pitching coach, and he's been one for years. He's pretty good at his job. What I'm saying is, if they don't get enough moving forward, he's at risk. That's it. I'm not saying anything against him necessarily.
You accidentally gave him a thumbs up on that.
I know. I
You gotta give him a
fucking with
thumbs
this pen.
down. Give
I
him a
gotta
thumbs
start
down.
going like I gotta start playing with the ball, not the pen, because then I don't give you the thumbs up. But no, it's just I just feel like you have such minuscule things to fucking work with. Like it's hard. It's hard
Absolutely.
to be like you can't
Absolutely.
say, well, this guy's not doing a good job because of this. Or listen, it's like Johnny Depp. Okay, and this is we're really good at analogies. Johnny Depp, everyone's like he's the greatest fucking actor. He's had really great fucking roles. Okay, you put Johnny Depp in a shitty movie, he's not that good of an actor because it's a shitty role. So if you don't give him the fucking tools to be good, you're not going to be good. I don't think as good.
First of all,
I don't know.
that's bullshit. 'Cause I've seen
I knew I was going to start a fight over that.
I've seen Johnny
me
Depp
in
in some
bad
terrible movies, and he's
What
very
movie?
good. What was it, like the ninth
You guys went
gate
off
or whatever?
target.
That movie sucks, but he's great in it. So
Mr. Hand asks, Beef, where's Phil Nevin? I actually made the chart before Phil Nevin was hired, and Phil Nevin wouldn't really fit in on this chart because he's like a special assistant, so he'd kind of be a little bit off the chart. But it is an interesting hire, and it's probably something we'll dive into at some point later on. Like
I don't
we'll
love it.
discuss later.
don't love it.
We'll talk about this later. I assume. Like
hiring everybody that you didn't want to hire as the manager is not a good way to fill out your front office.
it's an odd move.
Odd way to do it.
Between him and Grady both being here is a little odd in my opinion.
I mean, like anyone should understand this, right? Like think about yourself. Think about any job that you've interviewed for. You get the job, and you find out that one of the other people that interviewed for the job has an adjacent job to you now. And you're like, well, that guy wanted this job.
Crazy. When I first became a manager, and this was at a publicly traded REIT, another person who interviewed for the job, she was a senior in that same group. And so it wasn't working directly under me, but like adjacent to me. Guess what? She hated my fucking guts and did anything to screw me possible. So these things happen out there in the world.
That's basically what you should expect. All right. I think we've gone through this quite enough.
It's a pretty good discussion. You guys are wrong, but a pretty good discussion.
I do want to spend just a minute here to talk about the live event that we're doing at Reggie's on January 25th. The QR code's in the corner there, over there. And then it's you can go to 108.ing/live for this. But I want to bring up that we got some special guests that are going to be coming out and being on stage with us. And so first off, we talked to Scott Merkin. Scott Merkin's going to be up there with us. We're going to talk some White Sox with him and get kind of more of the inside of what the team is thinking. What do they think they're going to be?
Yeah.
Right? Because I think that's something that we can speculate on all this stuff. He's in there day in, day out. We're going to ask him a little bit about, like, what does this team expect to be? Can me and Beef make some money on over 49.5? That's really what we're going to try and get to the core of, but we'll ask some other questions around it. We're also going to bring back probably one of our, a couple guys that like really from the very beginning were eager to help us out, eager to get in on stuff with us. And so the first is White Sox Dave. White Sox Dave's going to be up there with us. Yeah. We're going to talk a little bit about what it would take for him to regain his White Sox fandom, because he's lost it. He's
very sour right now. Very sour
with the team.
Yeah.
He was a Hanbot.
He was a Hanbot.
He's disgusted with the team. So we want to talk to him. We want to get into it with him. So I'm excited to have Dave there. And then our guy, man, this is one of our guys for a long time. Herb Lawrence is going to join us.
Yes.
I'm super excited for this. And we don't even have a plan for what we're going to talk about with her.
No,
we just knew that we wanted her. We were just like, we've done this with him multiple times. He's been he's been on these panels multiple times with us. And like, I mean, I always loved the Sox Machine panels, but like, I was like, man, we're going to have some fun stuff. So Herbie's going to come out.
Yeah,
I'm super excited about that. That's going to be awesome. That'll probably be towards the end of the night, and we'll all be a little bit inebriated by that point. So it should be wild. This ain't going to be live anywhere. This ain't going to be recorded.
No, not recorded. None of that shit.
You're not going to hear it unless you're there. So that last piece is going to be beautiful. So I'm super excited about what we've got going on for the show. It's going to be tremendous. I'm very excited for it. I think we're talking to people at Reggie's. They can't wait for it. They're excited to have us in the bigger room. So I'm super psyched about this. So everybody, the QR code is up in one of these corners. I don't know which one. I can't point to the right one, but you could see it. And if you can't, it's 108.ing/live. Very easy. Just go there, get your tickets. Get 10 tickets. I think you can only get 6 tickets at a time, but get 6 tickets.
That's right. Invite your friends. Absolutely.
Bring your friends. Bring people you would hug, and make it part of your New Year's resolution to hang out with your friends more and to hug everybody more. And then you can do all of that in one night with us there watching.
And Tracy, all of us will sign anything you want us to sign. We are all autographs all the time. Like you want us to sign something, we'll sign it. So, unlike Sox Fest, we will sign anything you want.
Yeah. I'll sign your titty. In fact, I'd prefer to sign your titty.
One other thing on this is, like, if you are going to Sox Fest and then you are going to come to our event, start reaching out to us. Let us know. We're going to get an idea of how many people are there. See if we need to have the Reggie's bus swing around and pick a bunch of people up. So if that's your plan, let us know. We'll try and accommodate for that. All right. You know what it's time for, guys? It's time for thank yous and GFYs.
Oh, yeah.
My Sox Summer, who are you thinking of GFY?
I want to thank a guy. I fucking can't remember his name right now, and I'm not gonna look.
Yes,
but I'm gonna thank the guy that posted the picture that he got the history shirt for Christmas from his wife, and that motherfucker.
Mike Smalls, right?
Mike, there you go, Mike Smalls. I owe you, Mike. I will send you your gift. Your gift is coming. It is in my car right now. That won't start. I will thank you for posting that picture. And that went viral, and that launched the shirt that we made and sold a shitload of, and then sold a shitload more. John Boy picked it up, and then it was even on the Twitters, and people were sharing it in the White Sox groups and all that stuff. And thank you to all the people that said, that's the 108. That's the 108. That's where you need to get it, not the people that were just posting fake pictures of it. It was awesome. And while I'm sick and I'm like in my NyQuil, Dayquil in phase, like induced haze, I'm like, it's just amazing to see something that when we thought of that shirt, like I was like, listen.
Well, it was when you thought of that shirt.
It was all you.
Thought of that shirt.
I was like, we have to be the first ones to do this because everyone's gonna make a fucking shirt. And like, if we do this correctly, we need this is the way it should be and it should go. And we did, or I sent it out, and we got it going, and we sold a shitload of them, and it works so well and so beautifully. It just reinvigorated me to hey, you do have good ideas sometimes, you big dummy.
Yes, you do.
So good job to me. But thank you to Mike for putting that out there because I think a lot of people are going to discover the magic that is the 108 because they fucking bought this goofy shirt that everyone loves. I appreciate.
We got to meet Mike too because Mike came out to one of the, I think it was maybe the last tailgate that the Bums had, and he was like, I'm not a big tailgate guy, and I'm not, this isn't really my scene, but I just wanted to come out and meet all these people. It's really cool, the community that's built up and stuff. And so I had a long conversation with Mike. He's an awesome dude, lives near the park, huge Sox fan.
Yeah, he does.
I couldn't be happier that he got that shirt and that it got the attention that it did. So that was really cool.
Nice.
Thanks, Mike.
Get a quick drink here from Senor Sox. He says, anybody selling some 108 day tickets? Cheers, man.
Cheers. We are.
Cheers, Senor.
I appreciate you.
Bring your whole family, all the kids.
Yeah, I almost wanted to change the age thing on this to let Senor bring all of his kids. But, unfortunately, I did not do that, but I still expect him there. I haven't seen him in person in my whole life, so I think it's about time that changes. Beef, who are you thinking of GFY?
I'm actually going to thank my Sox Summer for the beautiful Christmas gift he gave both of us, Treasy. A little a poster portrait of when we had our names on the marquee last year, doing the opening day eve show at the Ramova Theater. It was kind of a cool picture. I got it in the background right there. It's I've got it off to the side over here. I haven't mounted it in my background yet, but that was a very thoughtful gift, MSS. Really appreciate that, my friend. I don't say thank you enough to you, so I want to make sure I say thank you in front of everybody for that one.
Yeah, I was going to thank you for the same thing, MSS, but now Beef ruined it, and I'm never going to thank you.
No, you ruined it.
I actually got it just the other day. I'm at Beef's house.
I know.
I'm at Beef's house,
sorry.
and one of his cats runs over the gift.
Because I still had it under the tree. I had not given it to him.
And Kirsten's like, sorry, Mrs. Beef is like, hey, isn't that Terese's gift? And I'm like, what? Why is there a gift for me here? And I opened it. You know what? I'm gonna say, MSS.
What?
Really, really well wrapped. Really well wrapped. And
I'm a good rapper.
In addition to it being a beautiful gift, it was really, really well wrapped.
I'll teach you.
He's not trying to learn any new skills in the new year. It's a waste of time. Man.
I'm filled up on skills and hobbies. I'm maxed out.
Well, I'm glad you guys like it, because you guys had said when we were at that live show, and Josh Nelson got one too. I was like, you guys had said this is just pretty amazing being from Bridgeport and seeing our names on the marquee, or our group on the marquee.
Yeah. Cool.
Of the Ramova is this really cool. And I was like, I am going to make this canvas, because they get an email from this company every so often to make canvases, because I made the other one, this one right here. And I was like, okay, I'm going to make this one. And I'm like, this is the last one. I can't fill up your guys' wall space anymore. Like, this is it. When this is done, I'm not doing any more canvases. So you guys enjoy these two canvases. Yeah.
Now that one you have back there, I do have hanging up right over here. So I just haven't hung up the new one yet.
They're very good. So thank you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. And I wanted to just thank everybody who our previous episode was just me by myself. And I just want to thank everybody who watched it. It was something that I was nervous about doing. I decided last minute that I was going to do it. Not something I'm used to doing. It's weird doing the show without you guys.
It is.
It's a strange thing, and like I don't know what I'm talking too long. I don't know what to do with my hands. It's all strange, but I appreciate everybody that listened and all the feedback that I got from it. Like there was some good, some bad, and I appreciate the people that reached out and said that it was good. The people that said it was bad, fuck you guys. No, I'm just kidding. I love you all, but thanks everybody. Have a good night, and we will talk to you soon.